Okay, we made a program called Make a Point, and then we made some changes to that and added some animation and stuff. And so now I'd like to save that, but I don't want to lose my original Make a Point program. This time instead, I'm going to make a spin-off, which is basically a copy of the first program, and we're going to retitle that to something more appropriate. There. So there. Now this time we have a new program that was based on the first program. Okay. So let's see. What did we learn? We learned how to make a variable and how to update the value. Now here we have ball equals ball x plus 1. So you see it kind of chugs along. We could always update the speed a little bit there, and you see that the ball will move a little bit faster, right? We could also go, instead of equals, well so let me just explain what's going on here. The value of ball x plus 3 is being written in to the variable, So that's how it gets the update, and it keeps adding whatever the current value is, plus 3 more back into itself each frame. Everything's repeating 60 frames approximately per second inside the loop there. Gets all wiped out by the background. Then this, at this point, could actually just as easily be out here and just be set one time because there's only the one object on the screen. You can set its color one time, but that's not a big issue here. If we had more than one different colored object or something, then you might want to have that in there to define the different colors, right? Okay, so here, ball equals ball plus 3. Let's go back to, say, 2. There it goes. Instead of ball equals ball plus whatever, you could also go ball plus equals. Kind of a shortcut for saying the same thing there. And that increments the value of the variable by whatever you specify there. In the case where we're only incrementing by a value of 1, there's an even shorter shortcut where you can just say ball x plus plus. And that increments the value by 1. So I'm going to go undo. Let's see, there. Okay, so at this point, the ball goes off the screen and end of story, right? We could do something interesting, say like have it go, when it goes off the end of the screen here, it'll pop back over here on the other side of the screen, right? Okay, so to do that, after we update the position here, we're going to add an if statement. And the way that works is you're just going to say if, and then inside the parentheses, there's going to be a condition. And if whatever is in here is true, execute what's inside these curly brackets, basically. Okay, so we're going to say, we know that this is 400 pixels across. So we're going to say if, let me copy ball x here. If ball x, yes, is greater than and greater than 400, and the way I like to think of it is like, you see this, it's whatever's the bigger, if it's bigger on this side, then it's saying that that's greater than. So that this value is bigger than what's on this side, basically. So if it's this way, it would be less than. That's saying that the bigger side of the arrow, what is bigger than that side. Okay, let me undo that. And if that is true, if it's greater than 400, we'll just say ball equals 0. And don't forget the semicolon. And that should pop it back to the other side of the screen. Okay, so it's kind of snappy because when the ball gets just halfway there, dead center, then it kind of pops to this position. We could make it so it goes all the way off the screen, right? We know that the ball is approximately as wide as we made it, the stroke weight, 20, right? So if it's 400 plus the width of the ball, then it'll be all the way off the end of the screen before it pops over here, right? So we could just set that to 420, or half the width of the ball, probably 410 would get us by. Yeah. Or even 420, then it's not like this instantaneous snapping. It's like, goes off, comes back the other side. Same thing on this side here. Now, that's a little bit different. See, we know that the wall is 0. Okay, so to get it to start kind of over in here, we want to go, instead of snapping it to 0, we're going to go to like -20, right? So it's over here into the negative, see? Then you get kind of like a smooth transition from one side to the other. That's an if statement.